Most people are looking at their situation, and the reason they feel like a victim is because they're thinking about it worse than it is. See it better than it is. One day is today.
Hey, it's Clark from ClarkDanger.com. So a year ago, I posted a video, The Ultimate Guide to Keeping a Journal. And a year to date, it's one of the most popular videos on this channel and the number one thing you guys ask me about. I get emails with people's pictures of their journals that they started because they saw that video. I mean, I'm blown away by it. So I kind of showed you what to do. I showed you the process, but I never showed you the product. And I just recorded a video diving into my own personal journal, showing you the best lessons I learned in 2015. I truly believe that if you journal, it's the number one tool you can use to develop yourself as a human, as a person, to get more clear on what you want to do and where you want to go, and more importantly, who you are and what you have to give. So this is me being raw, real, authentic, and diving into the first 2 pages, the front cover and the second cover of my own personal journal of 2015. So here you go. I hope you enjoy.
Here you can see I have my quotes, kind of the lessons, the insights I've really learned in 2015. And then here I have kind of who I am and what I stand for. So before I get into all this jazz, let's give you what you came for, which are the best lessons. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this side so it's not overwhelming. And right here, what jumps out at you at first? It's probably either integrity or 32,000. Let's start with this one. 32,850. I want you to guess that number real quick. 32,850. That is the amount of days you have until you're 90. It's the amount of days on Earth until we're 90 years old, from birth to 90. Okay, if you're already 20, like me, 25, or I will be in September, 25, I'm down to like 25,000, 24, 23. That's a lot less than I thought. That seems like a lot less life than I thought I had. I mean, even 32,850 doesn't sound like a whole lot, right? If you had $1 for every day on Earth, you've heard that expression. You'd only have 32,000 bucks. All right, it's not very much. So the key, like Seneca says, and On the Shortness of Life, I got his book back there. He says that life is not short. Life is long if you know how to use it. And that most people don't know how to use it, and that's why life is short. So we're not talking about the quantity of days. We're trying to touch on the quality of days. If that's a little cheese ball for you, let's keep going on this. Integrity. Okay, and so let's touch these two ideas together, 32,850 and integrity. We got to be in integrity with what we stand for. I'll get to that on that side, what I stand for. We got to be in integrity to live a good life, to live a life of where we're stop settling, start living. To truly stop settling, start living, we need to be in integrity. And I view integrity as when who you are on the outside matches who you are on the inside. When you're integrated, so to speak. And so I'll jump into a few more quotes on that, but those are really 2 core points for me that I learned in 2015 is that, we only got 32,850 days. We got to make the most of it. And we got to be in integrity with what we stand for to truly maximize those days. Remember, life is long if you know how to use it. I really see a theme popping out, and that is, the 32,850, some of these other quotes I'm going to read, and that is not getting so caught up in the day-to-day that I miss the bigger picture. I think this applies to your life, that you shouldn't get so caught up in being busy that you forget to truly make a life. Right? At the end of the life, are we here to do as much as we can? Or are we here to be as much as we can? That's powerful, okay? And the next thing I'm going to give you is a little test on how you can gauge if you're doing or being. It's called the rocking chair test right here. The rocking chair test says, When I look back at 80 years old, will I regret not doing X? Fill in the blank. Let's go on that theme of 32,850, integrity, life is long if we know how to use it. Use the rocking chair test whenever you feel like either doing something or not doing something. Ask yourself, when I'm 80 years old, sitting there in my rocking chair, smoking a pipe and reading some Seneca or whatever books we got, my grandkids are coming to visit me, I'm looking back on my life. Am I going to regret not traveling? Am I going to regret not starting that business? Am I going to regret not telling these kids that I love them earlier in life? Am I going to regret staying with that person, that relationship too long that I should have bailed on? Am I regret not going to live where I want to live? Those are all things we're going to be asking ourselves when we're 80 years old in that rocking chair test. And at the end of life, we regret what we didn't do, not the things that we did. Let me say that again. At the end of your life, you're going to regret what you didn't do, not what you did. For me, I asked this question, and it's part of the reason I went to Southeast Asia this past year. Backpacked through 3 countries, had the time of my life, met some awesome people. Videos on here if you want to learn how you can do the same. Post a comment, do a message. That's something that at the end of my life I can honestly say I would regret not doing. And we feel like we're going to have this health at the end of our life when we retire, right? And that we can finally do all the things that we want to do because now we're retired, we got our money. Life doesn't work that way. In fact, the healthiest you ever are and ever will be is today, right now. And yeah, you can lose weight, get healthy, get energy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about physical zest, energy. Everything now is 32,850. Those days are whittling away. I don't say that to depress you. I say that to uplift you because we got to get clear. We got to get that rocking chair test. At the end of our life, when we're 80 years old, are we going to regret not doing that? And if the answer is yes, if you're thinking about traveling right now and you say, Clark, at the end of my 32,000 days, I'm going to regret not going to Cambodia, seeing Angkor Wat sunrise at 5 a.m., or Thailand and scuba diving in the Gulf of Thailand, or meeting people, or putting myself out there, or that business I've always wanted to start, then how do you make that happen? And don't think about the how right now. Think about the why. And that is one of the most powerful questions I know to get that why in your head, because we're not always going to be here. Let's keep moving. This one goes on it right here. By working faithfully 8 hours a day, you may eventually get to be a boss and work 12 hours a day. Robert Frost, a little comedy there. That stood out to me because I thought it was all about working harder. And I realized that, again, what am I here to do? And that I needed to chill out and slow down. Let's do a quote from Tim Ferriss. People don't want to be millionaires. They want the experience of what they believe only millions can buy. I heard that from Tony Robbins as well, so I don't know whose original quote that is. One of you can tell me. But the idea is that we don't want $1 million. If we did, here's 1,000,000 pieces of dead presidents. Great, get out of here. You want that experience. You want that deeper freedom that comes with $1 million. Okay, so you want that experience of doing that. Well, I got a secret. Some of the best things in life don't require $1 million to do. What we just talked about, traveling. I went to 3 countries all the way across the world for less than $2,000, and I lived there for 2 months. And I lived good. I mean, I'm talking a king. I got a custom suit. I got scuba certified. I rented motorcycles. I ate as much as I wanted, whenever I wanted. You can live like a king on a hot dog budget internationally, and it really can work. You just got to remove yourself from those limiting beliefs, those excuses that you need to be a millionaire one day, and then you can go actualize on whatever you want to do. One day is today, okay? I promise you that. And as soon as you remove that belief that you can only have $1 million to do things, the best experiences don't cost $1 million. The ocean, no matter how much money you make, no matter how much money you have, will never feel any better, any worse. It is the ocean. It exists. Kissing someone you love, it's never going to feel better because you have $1 million. The joy of being around family, it's never going to feel any better because you have $1 million. Food, let's go with that one. The best meat, the best quality in the world is still going to taste the same regardless of how much money you make, regardless of how much money you have. Yeah, you can go at nicer restaurants and more aesthetics, all that stuff, but the core of what it is still the same. So focus less about the actual number of having $1 million and focus more on that deeper why. Remember what we talked about. Why do you want $1 million? And that was a big one for me. Again, not to drone on and be a broken record, but I wanted the experience of what I thought millions could buy. And when I tasted it over there, I realized hell of a lot less cheaper and a hell of a lot easier than I ever thought it could be. Okay? Inspiration for you. What if, okay, this is a big lesson. What if it was a gift? Being responsible, what a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. At the end of his book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Dr. Robert Glover goes over this saying that he has. And it's, he asks the question, what if it was a gift? Okay, what if whatever pain you're having right now, whatever insecurities, whatever self-doubts, whatever limiting beliefs you're having, if you are having them, what if that was a gift? Okay? Really ask yourself that. What if it was a gift? When I was on a farm in Hawaii, farming, I met a man, and his name, I call him Farmer Floyd. He was Floyd Buckwith. I lived on that farm with him all summer in between college semesters, woofing. And Farmer Floyd, funniest guy ever. His diet consisted of 3 things: beer, coffee, and cigarettes. But the kicker was he was ripped out of his mind. Like, he had the physique of a 20-year-old because he was on the farm all day. He was working all day. And I kept, we'd shoot the shit, and at the end of every day, at the end of every farm work day, we'd just be dripping sweat. Some of the hardest days ever, but some of the most rewarding times came from that. And we'd be sitting there in our little broken, beat-up lawn chairs and just exchanging stories. And he told me one that I'll never forget. He got a divorce. He never had a steady job, and whatever ones he had kind of fell through. He was a carpenter or a handyman. He didn't have many skills. He didn't go to a university. He didn't go to college. And he was sitting on a bench one day. I just get this image of Forrest Gump sitting on the bench with that lady getting chocolates. And he's talking to this lady. She asks him what's wrong. And he's spilling his soul out. He's saying, I just got through this divorce, and I'm not in contact with my kids anymore. I feel like I'm 50 and there's nothing I can do, and I'm really down on my luck. He's just spilling his soul out to that woman. And she turns to him and she says, "Oh, what a wonderful opportunity for personal growth." What a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. And he's telling me that story, through no teeth, smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. And he says, "Clark, I never forgot that woman and the impact she had on me. Because now every situation I get into that's hard and difficult, I ask myself, what if it was a gift? What a wonderful opportunity for personal growth." And that these challenges that come up in our lives, whether it be relationships, health, school, business, money, that they're opportunities for personal growth. And that it's how we respond to them that dictate if we're expanding or if we're contracting. And we always got to be in that expansion phase. Or not, you don't always have to be in it, but you should strive to really grow and expand yourself. So next time you're going through something, or maybe you're going through something right now, maybe a relationship or financial hardships or health issues, ask yourself, what if it was a gift? What a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. I don't mean that to demean whatever situation you're going in. I don't know. But man, talk about the other option, which is feeling defeated by it, feeling crushed by it, feeling victim, like you're a victim. You're not a victim. The only victimhood you're in is if you keep yourself there. It's a prison. It's a trap. And so getting out of victimhood requires, first, the ability to see it better than it is. And most people are looking at their situation, and the reason they feel like a victim is because they're thinking about it worse than it is, right? See it better than it is, and ask yourself, what if it was a gift? And what a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. Think about that old lady sitting on a bench asking you that same question. What a wonderful opportunity it is for personal growth. That's never left me, and it's something I asked myself this past 2 months ago, when I was really having this major upheaval on these videos and finding out what I wanted to do with my life. I thought I knew. I came back from Thailand, Angkor Wat, and I asked myself that question: what a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. Everything bad happening in my life, quote unquote bad, getting out of a 2 relationship, being $40,000 in debt, living in my mother's house, being depressed, feeling like I was isolated and alone, all that bad stuff, I realized was an opportunity for personal growth. And so what did I do? I could have stayed in the victimhood. I knew I was there. I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. So I did. The only thing I knew what to do is kind of do something and get momentum and try and take what I learned in the past and apply it in my present to make my future better. So I did, and I went to Thailand, Southeast Asia, and I backpacked around, met great people. I vividly remember asking myself that question: what an opportunity for personal growth. What if it was a gift? I'm sitting there at Angkor Wat. The sunrise is coming up. Boom. I mean, it's like a movie. It's 4 a.m. and I'm journaling. I'm just ferociously journaling. And I asked myself, what a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. And I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now because I remember I have that journal entry right there. And I remember after asking myself that, just taking out my journal and just writing everything I was unhappy with and what I was going to do to change it. Everything I didn't like in my life, how I was going to fix it. And I wrote that this is the year that I make something of myself, or this is the year it all changes. And this is an opportunity for personal growth. And when I came back, I started hiring a coach. I started investing money, not spending it. I'm in a healthy relationship now with a woman I love. Been that way for a year. She helped me through some of the hard stuff and really pushed me to get out there and see it better than it is. My life has changed, and I really think it was that shift from victimhood to being responsible, seeing it as a gift, seeing it as a challenge and an opportunity for personal growth, okay? So let's move on. I feel like we've completed that point.
There we go, guys. That is part 1. I had a little technical difficulty at the end with this camera shutting off because I didn't have the, I think, right SD card or something. But anyway, I hope that video was, you got something out of it. I could ramble on forever about journals. Again, if you haven't done it, if you haven't seen the video, be sure to check that out. Start your own for 2016. I promise you, looking back, you're going to get so much out of it. I know I do, every single year. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. That way you can get all the videos sent straight to you. You can also share this video with someone who needs it, and this channel can grow faster. And be sure to like it. Send me your thoughts. Clark@clarkdanger.com if you want to get a hold of me. All right, that's it. Until next time for part 2, stop settling, start living. Later, guys.